Hello, and now it's time for the long awaited biceps training tips video. I've made this video as a special request from a dear internet friend of mine, Egoist. See, I didn't forget. And now it is time to give you my professional, personal tips and tricks to train your biceps. Training your biceps is not as complicated or as difficult as people on the internet would like to lead you to believe. It's very simple, so let's go. You have one of three positioning options for your arms when you do curls. You have arms by the side, as in your traditional barbell curl. You can also use cables or dumbbells with your arms by your side. That's not a problem. You can also train them behind the body. You can also use cables or dumbbells here. A bar would probably not be a good idea. But you can also stand up to do the cable behind the back curls if you'd like. There's a million different options for you. And you can also train your arms in front of the body, like in a preacher curl. You can use dumbbells, cables, a bar. It's all up to you. So now that we've explored the three possible places to put your arms, we are going to talk about how you're going to move your arms. Now, the biceps are not a particularly difficult muscle group to train. It essentially does one thing. It bends the elbow. Easy peasy. We all knew that. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick, I don't know, maybe 3 exercises tops. At least one of them should be hands by the side, your traditional type of curl. So barbell curls or dumbbell curls or cable curls, just average curl, real easy shit, guys. So you're going to pick at least one of those where your arms are by your side, and you can pick 1 or 2 of some other exercises with your arms behind your back or in front of your body. That is entirely up to you. The exercise you choose should at least not hurt your elbows. So you can go on the internet, you can find a ton of different biceps exercises, and you can try them out and see which ones you like the most. When you figured out which ones you've liked the most, pick 3 of them. Sure, pick 3 of them and do that for your biceps workout, okay? So you're gonna do your 3 exercises that you like, at least one of them being with the arms by the side. And then you're going to pick an appropriate rep and set range for your training. Now, I will say this. If you know how to train intensely, this is going to be an advantage for you because you're not going to have to do quite as much stuff, right? So maybe 2, 3 sets, 4 sets max even, maybe 5 if you're crazy. But you really only need to do maybe 3 or 4 sets per exercise, per workout. So you pick your set and rep range. Me personally, I like to do 4 sets of anywhere between 5 and 8 reps. So I'm fucking grinding shit out, all right? I'm not just sitting there dilly-dallying with something easy. That's not going to grow your biceps. You want to pick a weight that is manageable, but is difficult as well. It's not the easiest thing in the world. You can add a warm-up set of something easy if you like, although, that's up to you. You don't want to take too much time warming up because then you're going to be too tired to get into your actual working sets because that shit will still get tiring, all right? It's not going to do very much for you, but you will get tired. So maybe do one or 2 warm-up sets with something nice and easy just to kind of get things going. And then when you get into your working sets, all right, that's where all the magic occurs, guys. So you're going to, in your working set, you're going to want to be working hard, okay? If you can't work as hard as other people maybe can, you want to work a little bit longer. So that means maybe adding a little bit more volume if intensity is not quite your shtick, okay? Some people just can't figure out how to get to failure, or they don't know how far away from failure they need to be. That's fine. Just add a little bit more volume and make sure you're working hard, okay? Let's see. Pick a workout you like or an exercise you like. One that doesn't hurt your elbows or your wrists. One that doesn't literally hurt, okay? Because it's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt, but it shouldn't actually hurt you, okay? Don't pick exercises that hurt you. It's not gonna help, all right? So pick some exercises that you like that don't hurt your wrists or your elbows. It's not fucking the most impossible shit on the planet, okay? Then you're going to do the work. Just do the work. It's going to be tedious. It's going to be busy. It's going to get you results if you stick with it. So make sure whatever exercises you choose, they're real pretty. So you want to stick with them for quite some time, if you know what I mean. So you're going to pick exercises you like that don't hurt. You're going to do an appropriate set and rep range, anywhere between 3 sets of 8 to 12, or 4 sets of 5 to 8, or hell, even 5 sets of 5. Whatever you fancy, whatever you think you can do the work in, that's totally up to you. You can also play around, maybe you did 5 sets of 5 for a month, and that didn't really do very much for you. That's fine. A month seems like a long time, but let's say you do 5 by 5 and that didn't really work for you. That's fine. You can also play around with these sets and reps. Just make sure you're not doing 10 fucking sets of 20 goddamn reps. That's just nonsense, okay? Don't just do 20 sets of 1. That's nonsense. Be smart. Be smart. You're smart. I know you're smart. So pick some set and rep ranges that work for you. Pick some exercises that work for you. Strap in, because it's going to be boring as shit, okay? You're going to want to have to go to your happy place sometimes. That's totally fine. Just get it done, all right? Just get it done. And also, if you can write down your progress, that's going to be extra helpful, because sometimes you're doing your work, you're trucking along, and you feel like, I don't know if I'm getting anywhere. If you write things down, you can see that you are in fact either not going anywhere or you are going somewhere. So you want to pick your exercises. You want to make sure that you get the right set and rep range down, okay? Play around with this. Experiment. It'll be fun. And you also want to make sure that you are going to be progressively overloading appropriately. So basically, when the weight feels easy, slap on some more. Easy peasy. You want to continue doing this so that you're not just sitting at 20 pounds or 30 pounds, or wherever you started. You don't want to be where you started a month down or 2 months down or years down. That would be the worst thing in the world if you've been doing this for years and you're still at the same weight. You're not going to grow that way, okay? So make sure it's an exercise that you can progress. Make sure it's an exercise that you can stick with for a long time, and make sure it's an exercise that is nice to your wrists and your elbows, and just do the work. It's really not that simple. It's not that complicated. Not that simple. It's that simple. It's not that complicated, okay? Very easy shit, guys. Don't let the internet fool you into thinking that you need to be doing all kinds of crazy ass shit, okay? It's really not that crazy. The Arnolds and the Lou Ferrignos and the fucking Tom Platzes of the day, they did things right, all right? These new science-based fucking functional nonsense. That shit is nonsense, guys, all right? Just letting you know, all right? If you didn't know already. Shit's not complicated. It's tedious. It can be boring, but that's just the nature of hypertrophy training. It's tedious, busy work. That's it. Obviously, if you're training for a sport or you're training for some other kind of goal, it's going to look different. But in the case of growing muscle, shit is boring, tedious, busy work, and that's just how it's going to be. So pick exercises you like, make sure you stick with them, and do the work. And that's really all you need. Now, some little tips that I can give you is to straighten your arms all the way, okay? If you physically cannot straighten your arms all the way, don't worry about it. Literally don't worry about it. But if you can, straighten your arms all the way, give it a second at the bottom, pull, squeeze, and let it down nice and easy. Bada bing, bada boom. That's all you need to know when you do any biceps exercise. Just straighten the arms, pull and squeeze, and then let it down nice and easy. You don't want to let it fall from you. You don't want to be doing none of this. That's nonsense, okay? Just do the work. That's it. So until next time, bye-bye.